Message recap. Hey, welcome everybody to our message recap. Every week we do a message. We're a church. And so every week we recap it. And it's not like after a presidential speech, they come on and tell you what they just said. No, this is deeper than that. This is actually elaborating. Yes, it's elaborating and spending a little time defining what Shaheen did not have time to do in his 36 minutes.
It was not 36 minutes.
How long was it?
30.
It was not.
It was too.
Time it. When you watch this afterwards.
You keep talking and I'll pull it up.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, it was a great message, and we're glad you're here to get the recap. Because sometimes when we... Oh, am I actually doing this?
No, you're really in it now.
I figured this was going. So.
This is going. So thanks for joining. And if you enjoy these recaps, I would encourage you to tell some friends at work.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was 30 minutes and 31 seconds.
I knew it was more like 37. Some of you might think that recapping what you heard is redundant, but we think it's actually adds value because hearing something once and you might have questions. Hopefully in this recap, we are answering some questions that might come to mind of something that he said. So welcome. Thanks for joining us. So it was a kickoff to a series.
Yep.
And I absolutely love the concept. Good news. I just love the concept.
It seemed like a good Christmas theme.
Good news, yeah.
Yeah.
The Bible oftentimes says it's good news. What is why do we call the Bible good news?
The whole Bible?
Yeah.
Good news?
I mean the message of salvation.
Yeah.
Why do we call that good news? Why did the early church call it good news?
Yep. Well, that's what we talked about this week.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons.
One of the reasons.
The whole series is going to call it, why do we call this?
Yep.
Why do we refer to it as good news? How can it be good news? This week was specifically on the fact that God comes to us.
Yep.
A concept that isn't even thought of in any other religion. A concept that's not thought of anything even we do here in our culture. Mm-hmm. It is really counterculture. It's counter how we think. That the important person would spend their time, their energy, and come to the less important person. And at the end, you made a great point. We're going to save that for the end of what does that say about the unimportant person, but that we are important. However, the fact that the whole message is about that God would leave heaven, which you sat back and it was great. If you haven't seen it, you're going to see it in a minute. But this idea that Jesus was just relaxing in heaven, you can't even get us to a point to imagine the glory, the power, the position of Jesus Christ as one of our God.
We read, we read it in Philippians. He left his divine privileges, and we just skip over that part.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, divine privileges, okay.
Oh my gosh. He walked away from that, came to earth, which is a sinful, decrepit, dying place where there's thorns and thistles and drought and floods and weather and hunger and all of these things, that he would come to be a human being, which comes with, I get tired, I get hungry, I'm sore, I'm hot, I'm cold, that he would actually, God, creator of all this stuff, would actually come and be this, to come to us, to do something, is a concept. We could stop right there and not say anything else.
That seems like good news.
Wow.
I didn't talk about it much in the message, but we tend to operate, and I think it's a lot because of Amazon and just our entitlement mentality as a culture, that we expect things to come to us.
We do.
We expect that a paycheck is going to come if we don't work.
Entitlement. I deserve it.
Yeah.
Almost
all these.
I deserve God. God owes me.
Yeah, right.
Well, God should come down. He owes me,
Right. Look at what a good person I've been. Of course God should come to me. But it's I don't even think we can fathom how big of a step it was for God to initiate and do everything by coming to us. Not even here, I use that maze analogy of okay, here's 100. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send a list of 100 rules to you that you can follow. Completely abolished all of that. I made a point to mention this, like, we don't need to work our way to God. We don't need to behave our way to God. We don't need to sacrifice our way to God. He comes to us.
When you brought up the maze analogy, great analogy, by the way, in all religions, and you know this to be true, all religions are all being good or all getting a raise, or everything in life that we're used to is we got to jump through hoops. We got to do things right. We got to take the right turns. We got to do it the right way. We got to have the right attitude. We got to self-sacrifice. We got to do all this in the hopes, and no religion on this earth. But I mean, I guarantee this. Do some research. No religion in this whole world
Guarantees
or tells you how much is enough.
Yeah.
How many turns? How much do I got to do right? How much? How far? How little? How much? How poor? How giving? Nobody will tell you that. But all religions lead this maze, and this God coming to us, something we talked about after the message, was that God put Himself through the maze, going backwards. Mm-hmm. That Jesus left His deity. He left all of those privileges in heaven. That He came into a human being, that He didn't just like pop on the scene. He had to go through a reverse maze to get to us. Mm-hmm. And when you read the Hebrews thing, the whole high priest stuff, I wish that wasn't in there. But anyway, Jesus did all of that.
Should we explain high priest?
No,
okay.
Not today.
You can ask a question on it. You asked for it.
There you go. That would be a better opportunity. But just
don't you think so, Johnny?
Yeah.
It's just... Great input.
You two having a good conversation?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. This is such a great thought. It is. And here's the thing. How many of us actually think about that being good news? What you said, we almost feel entitled. Well,
yeah.
Well, because we grew up knowing, well, of course God did this. And God, didn't He have to? The whole point is, no, He didn't have to. It was His way of rescuing us. That's how valuable we are. And for God to do that at the very end of the message, if you haven't seen it yet, I pray that you'd really think about this. What does that say about us? Mm-hmm. How valuable can we be for God to have done that?
Yep.
He loves us more than He loves anything in all creations. More than He loves the earth, more than He loves the whales, more than He loves the seals, I was making fun of that. More than He loves all of creation. More than He loves the angels, mm-hmm. More than He loves all things that He created. Mm-hmm. He loves us more.
Yep.
That He would do that, because there was no way we can get through the maze. The maze, no other religion tells you this. The maze is impossible. It's a dead end. Mm-hmm. It's a dead end. Even in Christianity, the maze is a dead end. Jewish history shows us this. The law tells us this. It's a dead end. No one can do it. Therefore, God reversed the process and came to us. It's amazing.
It's pretty good news.
It's pretty good news.
It's pretty good news.
Yeah. That's all I have to say. Johnny, we're looking at you.
Cool. What, do you want to wrap it up?
No. Do you have comments?
No, I don't. It's great news.
It's good news.
Sorry, it's good news. Because that's the title of the series.
Yeah.
Nope, you guys knocked it out of the park. Well done.
Thanks.
Job well done.
Thank you.
Yep. Shaheen, I enjoyed your message on Sunday, and Kevin, I enjoyed your message
right
just
now.
So okay. It was fun to sit
I was
here
just recapping
and be a spectator.
Yeah.
No, that was the first message in this series, and in a year full of bad news, we're going to close it out with some good news. So
some great news.
Join us for the rest of the series.
Fantastically great, awesome news. Okay, good news is fine.
I don't know. You have to take it up with the authors.
Jeez.
They all called it good news. So
anyway, if you haven't watched this, you should watch it. It's going to pop up here in a second. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it's titled because you uploaded it. I didn't.
It's called To Us.
To Us. That'll pop up in a second.
To Us.
Watch that and come back next week. This series is going to be good.
It's going to be good. And come back next week. Hopefully, you will come back in person if you are able. I think it's important, and so I'm going to keep encouraging you and challenging you. Meeting together is
important.
It is essential. It is essential.
It's essential.
And
we need each other.
So anyway, there's that.
Perfect. Okay. Awesome. Thanks for joining. Like, subscribe, comment. We'll see you next
All
week.
that.